Good afternoon, everyone. This is Chris Hill, your SMAR 2020 president, along with your SMAR CEO, Richard Marshall. As part of our continuing industry leadership interview series, today we're sitting down with one of our corporate sponsors, or two of our corporate sponsors, Mary Eldridge and Jen Anderson with Exit by the Bay Realty. Ladies, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to meet with us and talk with us today. And also, thank you for being one of SMAR's corporate sponsors. We truly appreciate your investment and your support. So these videos will be going out to our members. And so to start, Mary and Jen, how are you, your family, and your team at Exit by the Bay doing?
I would say we're doing pretty well. We've adjusted to this new normal, the situation we've been thrown into. Everyone's healthy. We actually did have a couple people in our office come down with the virus, but they've both fully recovered. Wow. So that's good news. It's good for the statistics. And family-wise, my family's doing well, and I'll let Mary chime in.
We're doing well. I haven't seen my family for a bit, living alone, you know, trying to keep them healthy. So I see them on Zoom and that sort of thing, but they're doing really well, and the agents are doing great. I keep in touch with them as well. Zoom's been a new normal for us.
Yeah, that's that we're hearing that a lot lately. Ladies, we'll get started with our first real question. That is, so this new normal, what market issues are you seeing currently in Southern Maryland? And how do you see the balance of 2020 and 2021 unfolding in Southern Maryland specifically? Like, how do you see us going into the next year, starting now?
Well, I think there was no big surprise. The biggest market issue is the lack of inventory. There seems to be across the board. There are some parts of the market where there's a little bit more inventory than others, but for the most part, there's just not a lot of houses for our clients to look at. And that can be frustrating for the buyers, especially when they make offers, multiple offers, and they always get beat out just by a little bit. So that's probably the biggest issue that I see. The other is the comfort of the public. Some people are extremely comfortable going out and looking at houses where other people have put their searches on hold. I've had a couple sellers even who were going to list this time of year, and they've decided to wait just because they don't want people in their homes.
Right. Yeah, we hear that a lot lately. Sorry. Of course, as we start these videos, I don't know if everybody knows, you know, you get traffic and everything. As soon as you start recording a video, everything goes crazy. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's I think that's the overwhelming response we hear lately. Richard, what do you think?
I agree. Quite a bit. Lack of inventory. Definitely. Right.
And competition is discouraging to buyers.
Right.
Right. I do see our market picking up. If you're not aware, Showing Time has some great stats on the first page of their website. And back on April 5th, we were almost 100% down in showings from the previous year. That was the lowest point. And now we're only down today as about 10% from last year,
wow.
Which is really encouraging for us to just, you know, to know that there are people out there looking. So I just tell everybody, if you haven't gone to that first page of Showing Time, there's a great map, and it shows, and then below that, there's a great chart.
Very cool.
Well, Mary and Jen, I'm going to jump in if I could. First and foremost, as Chris said earlier, I also want to thank you both for your sponsorship with SMAR, your support of SMAR, and being involved as you always are in the committees and just generally speaking with all the events and so forth. We definitely appreciate that. My question's twofold. During the last couple months, how has your brokerage adjusted to staying in touch with your agents? And in regard to that, what successes have you had and what challenges have you encountered in that process?
We've been keeping up with our agents personally via phone calls, you know, for that personal one-on-one touch, but then also via Zoom. We have happy hour lunches and that sort of thing. We've been doing our trainings via Zoom. Jen more than me. I haven't really gone out like that. But it seems to be working really well. We've had good participation. People that don't normally come to the meetings have been able to attend, so it's good.
Yeah, we've, you know, it's NAR actually said, Richard, you know, and you know this too, but they had their legislative midterm meeting, whatever that's called. I forget what it's called. Sorry. And they had record turnout via video, you know, via the web, and they probably have, you know, 40-fold what they would have in actual attendance. So this new normal of all these videos and Zoom calls and all and WebEx and all the other things that are out there in Microsoft Teams, it's really kind of interesting how we're, you know, our business is kind of evolving, I think, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the great things I thought that NAR did was make so many courses available for free. And we really encouraged our agents, especially when the shelter in place first came out and there was not a lot of activity, to take advantage of those free classes. They offered the ePro, the pricing strategy, as well as the investor class. So many of our agents got different certifications during this time, which I thought was a great thing that the National Association of Realtors did, was to provide those courses for free.
Yeah, I think most people don't take advantage of those opportunities, and it's great that your brokerage offers, you know, encourages that too. You know, it's really good for everybody. So as you know, in this industry, change, and I just kind of said it, but a change and adapting to a change is essential for not only success, but survival in this business, right? We always have to adapt to the change in our business. Seems like every few years we have something we have to deal with. Is there anything you could share from what you've learned in the last 2 months that may be helpful to our members at SMAR?
One of the things that we encouraged our agents to do, and we did ourselves, was that keep in touch with your client base. So many people do live alone and don't have someone to talk to on a regular basis. And it also, in the long run, will help you fill your pipeline when things get back to the new normal. So I just thought that was something valuable that, you know, we learned and we shared with our agents and encouraged them to do, just to keep in touch with their client base and see if they can help them out in any way. There are so many resources that we have access to through Exit Realty, and we're also mentors for Buffini, and they provided a bunch of resources that were available even to non-Buffini members to share with their database, you know, things to do while you're at home with your kids, just a number of different things, virtual book club ideas. So we shared those with our clients and our agents, and they shared them as well. It's just been a different couple months. I feel like we're trending back to more showings and more inventory coming on the market. And I feel like the end of this year and going into next year will be strong. You know, fingers crossed there's not a second wave of the virus.
Right.
That's probably my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Mary, did you want to add anything?
Well, I do think that the virtual tours, I think, are a good thing for everyone, because as a buyer's agent, you run around showing houses to people, and the minute they walk in the door, they're like, oh, no, no. So if you do the virtual tour, you're saving both them and yourself time and energy, narrowing it down. And I think it's a useful tool that should stay and be used more than it even is now.
Yeah, you know, I have, I will have my second offer that they've offered sight unseen based on the virtual tour, contingent upon seeing the house. So, I mean, it's definitely, it's a new thing. I mean, and they saw the virtual tour and decided it's something they love. So, that's a really good point. But, Well, Mary and Jen, again, I want to thank you sincerely for your time today and your insight and your input. Do you have any last words that you want, words of wisdom you want to share with our SMAR members and your members? Is there anything last that you want to throw out there?
Well, it's been a great opportunity being a corporate sponsor this year. We appreciate everything you've done, Chris, and as well you, Richard. And we appreciate you reaching out and doing these interviews to help the members and us stay informed with how other people are handling this market.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, our pleasure.
And I think SMAR backs us the way they do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
they really-
and that's, it's funny. I'll share this with everybody in the whole world, but the last thing on here is, if there's ever anything SMAR can do to help, we want to hear, we want to know. SMAR is a member-centric organization now, and we want to know what our members need, and if it requires us to get behind it, then we're going to do it. Anyway, again, thank you guys so very much. And it's been a pleasure. Talk to you soon.